Hey y'all, can y'all hear me and everything okay? I think I'm having some internet issues. Y'all, I'm sorry I'm late, but that's why I'm late. That's why I'm late. I'm having some technical difficulties tonight. Hey everybody, hi. Come on in. Let me say hi to the people. We got a lot to do. Well, not really a lot, but a lot. Hey Cray, what's up, Lady V? Coco on. Oh, Coco. What's up, Natalie Hall, Makia, Budget and Boy, Tracy. Hey. Desktop Brandon, Miss Share Nitwit. Hey everybody. Hey Demille. Hey Cross Country Cruiser. Sheila, Ella, Barbara Bailey, Cindy, Dee Dee, Symmetry, Montrez, Lil Baby. What's going on? Another round. Hey everybody. Hey, another round. What's up, my love? All right, you guys. So listen. Today I was just gonna do a video addressing or talking about Mariah Hug from Married to Medicine, her response to basically all the things that have been going on in the Married to Medicine world over the last couple of weeks. But then this Vin Diesel situation happened. So we're gonna do both, but I'm gonna go through the Vin Diesel thing because I don't have the actual. All I have is I'm digitizing. All right. What am I looking like, you guys? What am I looking like and sounding like? Because I know I'm having some technical difficulties over here. Maybe I need to go out and come back in. Let me go out and come back in. I'll be right back. The sound is going on too, so I'm not sure what's going on. And yeah, I don't. It's buffering really bad over here too. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I'm go all the way out. Give me a second. Okay, let me know if it sounds any better. I'm gonna have to Tracy. Well, Tracy sent it to me too, but another YouTuber was taught another site I can use called Wave, and I'm gonna have to check Wave out. I really didn't want to leave StreamYard. Y'all know how I'm about change. I know how to use it. I know it. I already pay my bill every month. But if this has been going on for weeks, and again, it's not just me, it's other YouTubers, and I just don't know what the issue is. I have closed everything on my computer. I have closed out. The only tab I have open is the article that I'm getting ready to read on Vin Diesel. I have closed everything on my computer. It is only StreamYard. I don't know what the issue is. I apologize. If it gets really, really bad, then I may just have to end the live. I don't know. But let me just know if it gets really bad, you guys. So if it's still really bad, okay. Craig said it sounds better. All right. I don't know. I don't know. But I know it's StreamYard because I was listening to another YouTuber last night, and it's StreamYard. And what's going to happen is StreamYard going to lose all the damn money. Am I using Chrome to run StreamYard? Yes. Somebody told me to try something else, but I forget. I forget to do it. But somebody did tell me to try somebody told me to try something else. I don't remember what it is now. Okay. I can go live without StreamYard, but I can't do all of the things on StreamYard. It's bad. Melly said it's bad. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Casey. I'm talking about Jeremy. He says it's called Wave. Tracy sent me the link. So I'm gonna have to check it out. Yes, it sounds slightly better. Oh, it's just pissing me off. Okay, hold on, y'all. I hate it. Because I literally don't have anything open. Sounds better, but still choppy. But see, on my side, my visual, from what I see, my visual is off. So that's why I thought the visual was bad, because on my side the visual is off. Like it's like it's buffering on my side. So I don't know. I hate this. Okay. But yeah, I can go live straight through YouTube, but it doesn't have, like, StreamYard gives you the bells and whistles. Like, I can't on YouTube. You can't do like the scroll that's at the bottom. You can't do I can't. Well, okay. Without doing a lot of other things, you can't do it. Like, can it be done? Yes. It's a lot easier on StreamYard. Let me put it that way. It's not that you can't do it. It's a lot easier on StreamYard to do all of the bells and whistles. For somebody that doesn't have a lot of, like, editing skills and knows how to do a lot of these other programs and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you can do it, but it's just a lot easier. All right, let's get into it, you guys. I apologize. I'm sorry. We're going to try to thug it out, because I tried to, other than me shutting down this live and starting all over again, and that may not even be better. I don't know. But we're going to thug it out, you guys. We're going to try to get through it the best way we can. And if we can't get through it, then I'm going to just have to shut it down, because I have another live scheduled at 7:45 to review the Chasing Atlanta, to do Chasing Atlanta. So I got to get this in now. Okay. Now, I will be doing a housekeeping live. I will be doing a housekeeping live after the Chasing Atlanta panel. I will be doing that's just going to be a 12 Days of Christmas announcements, housekeeping kind of thing. But we'll do that. But that's going to be really quick. It's not going to be long. All right, let's get into it. Vin Diesel. Somebody said earlier that Cassie really did kick over the hornet's nest. She did. And we had that conversation when it happened. Like, is Cassie opening up the door? And I just think that she is. I'm going to read you guys the article. I don't have a lot more information. I'm going to read you the article that I have on Vin Diesel. Now, for those of you that don't know, Vin Diesel is, the bedrock of the Fast and Furious franchise, among other movies. But of course, when you think of Vin Diesel these days, first thing you think of is probably Fast and Furious. So Vin Diesel is being sued. These are not criminal charges. This is a civil case. This is not a criminal charge. Okay, he is being sued for alleged actual battery of his assistant going back to 2010. His former assistant claims that the actor pinned her against a wall and pleasured himself in front of her. She also is alleging that he harassed her in a hotel room in 2010. Asa Johnson, I hope I'm saying it right, alleges that Diesel grabbed her, groping her breasts, and kissed her in a hotel room while Diesel was filming the film Fast 5 on location. Johnson tried to break free from Diesel and repeatedly told him no, but Diesel overpowered her. He then groped her body, dropped to his knees, and pushed. Oh, I'm sorry. and pushed, they had that in quotation marks. So I thought, I'm like, and pushed her dress up, groped her legs, and tried to pull down her underwear, according to the lawsuit. Johansson says she screamed and ran towards the bathroom, but he followed her and pinned her against the wall, placed her hand on his penis, even though she told him no. The lawsuit says that Diesel began pleasuring himself while keeping her pinned against the wall. Afterward, Samantha Vincent, who is Diesel's sister and president of One Race Films, called Johansson and told her that she was no longer needed as Diesel's assistant. According to the lawsuit, Vin Diesel founded the One Race production company. Diesel's representatives did not immediately respond to a request for comment. For years, Ms. Johansson remained silent, afraid to speak out against one of the world's highest grossing actors, afraid she would be ostracized from the industry, which had a pattern of protecting powerful men and silencing survivors of SA. She was concerned that as a green card holder, that speaking out could jeopardize her potential future citizenship. Indeed, One Race required all employees to sign non-disclosure agreements to prevent them from discussing anything related to Vin Diesel. The lawsuit is filed under the California Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, which offers a 3-year window for survivors to file a claim that would otherwise be excluded because of the statute of limitations. So, he's being sued. He is not being charged criminally of anything. He is being sued. This is a civil case as of right now. It's a civil case. Well, I think it's going to be a civil case because she's saying this happened in 2010. So that would be a civil case. What you gonna do? So I wanted to bring you guys that because that is, oh shoot, because that literally just happened a couple of hours ago. All right, let's get into this Mariah Hug situation. So first of all, we know that the Married to Medicine mess has been going down. And let me go over a few things with you guys first of all before we get into Mariah. We're going to listen to some of, she went live last night on her Instagram channel, and she did like an interview style where people asked her questions. All About the Tea was one of the people that asked her questions, and I'm not sure who the other person was a guy. And she was answering those questions. And so we're going to get into that. And she touched on everything. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, I do want to read you a statement. Dr. Jackie did release a statement addressing the clip that has gone viral. Somebody sent me the full clip saying, you know, I don't think, if you listen to the full clip, I don't think that she was trying to discredit Black women. I think she was just telling people, don't fake things because then your doctors don't know when to believe you. My title says, okay, thank you. Then I'll change it. Thank you. I'll change it to sued. I'll change it to sued. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll change it to sued when I get off of here. Matter of fact, let me try to change now before I forget. Thank you. All right. So Dr. Jackie, now when I listen to the whole clip, I'm gonna be honest with you, my opinion doesn't change. I don't think it puts it into a different context. Again, ultimately, what you're saying is you're telling people not to fake. You're telling people not to fake symptoms or things of that nature, because then you're taking a chance that your doctor is not going to believe you. And again, I go back to, why are we assuming that people are faking it? Why are we see, here's the thing. Pregnancy doesn't look the same on everybody. And just because it may not sound the same, it may not look the same, that doesn't mean somebody is faking it. And so I think that we have to be, again, I still think that puts us in a gray area, because you're assuming that because somebody comes into work and is trying to get you to write them a doctor's note to get off work, it doesn't mean that they're faking it. And I'm not saying people don't lie. Like, we know people do. People do it all the time. I mean, we work with people all the time who exploit the situation. We know that. But I still think that as a doctor, you should always err on the side of caution. That is all I am saying. And I was listening to Bondi Blue this morning, who was addressing it, and she brought up a very valid point. Bondi Blue said, she said, and so what? If I'm pregnant and I go to my doctor and I tell my doctor, I want to go home. I am uncomfortable. The work that I do is not conducive. I need to go home. Why is that an issue? Because let's be clear, and we all know this to be true. Let me drop dead at my job. My job will be posted before I have my funeral. So at the end of the day, even if a woman is coming to you and saying, listen, doc, I just can't make it. And maybe she is exaggerating a little bit. Maybe she is putting a little stank on it. That don't hurt you. That doesn't hurt you. And when Blondie said it, I had a real aha moment. I said, you know what? She got a good point. I feel like it doesn't hurt you to err on the side of caution. And so even when I heard the full clip, I still feel like it was I still feel like it wasn't cool. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I still think it wasn't cool. And again, everybody's job doesn't look the same, and everybody's pregnancy doesn't feel the same. I'm still buffering over here on my end, y'all. If it's still giving y'all a hard time, all I can do is apologize, because it's still like it's weird. I can't even describe what's going on this side. You know, like I'll give you guys an example. I'll give you an example for me real quick, and then we'll move on. At my job, because they're doing construction where I work, I can no longer park where I used to park. I used to be able to park near my classroom, and I had a key to get in the door that was closer to my classroom. Well, I can't park there anymore. Now I have to park on the other side of the building. So every morning, just to get from my car to my classroom, oh baby, it's a hike. Because my school is a big school. So if I were pregnant, it might seem like, oh, you just don't want to go to work. But it's a little blurry, but okay. Okay. I just really hate it, y'all. I really hate it because I can see it on my end. Sometimes I can't see what y'all are talking about, but today I can see it on my end, and it's really bothering me. But anyway, I'm going to try not to. So let me just read you guys Dr. Jackie's statement, and then we're going to move on to what Mariah had to say, okay? Dr. Jackie wrote, this came from her official Instagram, you know, all of that good stuff. It says, recently, a clip from a nearly 2-hour video was taken out of context to make it appear that I somehow take lightly what I have advocated for concerning the devastating problem facing the Black maternal health crisis. It has been my life's work to highlight and attempt to rectify the issues that devastatingly impact Black maternal mothers versus our counterparts. As a physician, I educate my patients every day to be their own best health advocate. As we continue to face medical mistreatment and gaslighting, my intention with the broader conversation was to ensure patients enter their pregnancies armed with information and tools to effectively communicate their needs with their doctors to ensure a positive outcome. The reason I became an OBGYN is because growing up, I saw such a lack of diversity among medical professionals and was determined to be a part of the change. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I will continue to fight for the lives of Black mothers and babies. Dr. Jacqueline Walters. So that's what she said. And y'all can take that how y'all want to take it. All right. All right. Now, my long-time subscriber, Old Street, made a suggestion to me. She said, "Really, B, why don't you hook up when you're trying to play something off your phone? Why don't you, oh Lord, don't tell me." She said, "Why don't you hook up your Bluetooth to your phone?" I said, "A ding, 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 ding. Why didn't I think of that? Because I got a perfectly good Bluetooth right here, literally sitting right here that I never used." So let's see if we can hook this up so we can listen to Mariah's live. And let's see if we can make this work. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Let me go back into. And the other thing about playing something off of Instagram is you can't stop and start it as easily, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. Okay. Let me see if I can get it connected.
What was your big struggle?
Can you hear? Let me know if y'all can hear.
I don't know. I faced a lot of battles. I faced a lot of battles with that. Loyalty. I faced the battle of, was this is my dream, and I shared it with these ladies, and I never ever. I wanted us to all grow together, and it really, really bothered me because I felt as if
Slow. I'm trying to see if I could turn it up.
It just tore me. It tore me up in the inside. Not that they owed me anything, but I just thought the least they could.
What's that?
You know what I mean? I think that
Sorry, y'all. I was trying to play YouTube and Instagram at the same time. Okay. Hold on.
it just really, I just didn't understand it. It was.
I can't find the volume.
Yeah, it was difficult. That in the end, you don't sometimes do things, for people to say, thank you. Sometimes you just God used you as a vessel, and I had to realize that's what I was. I was a vessel. They don't owe me anything. Respect would be great, but you know what? It comes. I get from other places, and so I'm blessed.
You truly are. You truly are. I have a two-part question because since we're on the topic of doctors, we're gonna get into some things. Dr. Jackie, Dr. Jackie. Mm-hmm. Now she's been making some headlines lately, but let's start with my first question. You mentioned the drug allegations and how those allegations made you feel.
Yeah.
And during that time, I remember you took like a 5-panel drug test that went back 5 years, hair follicles, and all kinds of stuff. And you were looking for support, and you said, "Jackie, can you please read the drug test? Because you're a doctor. This is very technical stuff."
Yeah.
And she could have exonerated you at that point, but she didn't. How did that make you feel?
Although it made me feel bad, I think that it showed who she was. For me, it did. I saw exactly who she was because outside of me, she took a medical. I'm not her patient, but to see a drug test and not even say, no, this is wrong or this is right, or this translates to X, Y, and Z. I saw something different in her.
So let me put it in context. I just wanted to get the sound and stuff straight. So when we started listening, she was talking about how she felt in reference to the ladies and the disrespect she felt coming from the ladies. Now, for those who do not know, Mariah Hug, whether you liked her on the show or not, she created Married to Medicine. She sold it to Bravo. We know that she sued Bravo because she felt like she was an EP and on the show. She's still listed as an EP. If you pay attention to the credits, she is still an EP on the show. But she was iced out. She was pushed out, very similar to what we kind of saw happen with Quad, although I think they did Quad way dirtier. And then they're talking about, she's asking about Dr. Jackie. Now, for those who don't remember, that last season that Mariah was on the show, Quad made some accusations about Mariah being on drugs. So Mariah took a drug test, and she took a very extensive. Okay, desktop. She said she. I ain't getting into that. I mean, she said she didn't sell it. Okay, fine. But she took it to Bravo. Okay. But she took a very extensive drug test, and at the reunion, she brought the results to the reunion, and she asked Dr. Jackie to read the results, and Dr. Jackie would not partake. And so that's what they're addressing. And she's saying, you know, because she was a doctor, I wanted her to read the results because the results are very technical. Now, let's be clear. Mariah, there was other doctors on that stage. You specifically chose Jackie for a reason, and that's okay. I get it. But that's what they're talking about, okay?
You know, it kind of pulled out in different situations. But I'm not surprised with any of the things that's going on with the controversy with Jackie. She's shown that since season 1. We've seen how she treated obese ladies, and we've seen how she's judged a lot of women. I mean, great because she's Dr. Jackie, but she ain't Jesus. And you know, and she makes mistakes like the rest of us. So I think one of the problems with the show is that we have put her so much on a pedestal. And why? Because because her patients are celebrities. No, we got to do better with that. And I think that was a part of my lesson in this journey, putting people on pedestals. Yes, they're doctors. I wanted to pay homage because of our work and the sacrifice, but they're still people. I mean, and some of them, like my mama could say, it's nothing worse than the educated food.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
we love Mama Lucy.
I know.
Yeah.
I do.
You're right. You can't go to Dr. Jackie's office weighing more than 175 without her tearing your head off. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Dr. Jackie does make comments about people being fat.
On Jackie saying that Black women cry wolf and lie to get out of work while pregnant. This is a doctor saying this.
I think that it's horrid for her to plant that kind of seed about Black women when we are already fighting so many stereotypes and preconceived notions. But I think it's great that she's telling what she really thinks. I think it's great that we've seen what she thinks about Black women, and think that we're crying wolf. And I think that we just have to take a step back and people show you who they are, believe it. So I hate that she's made those comments, but I saw how she was when she compared me to herpes, and she's an OBGYN and treat people with venereal diseases daily. You know, so I was one of the victims of her feud hate, and people kind of swept it under the rug because it was Dr. Jackie, and we got to stop it. No matter how many letters they have in their name. Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, I can't imagine how patients feel. Yeah. Well, I think she's at a place now. I don't think she takes like Medicare or Medicaid. She has the upper echelon. Yeah, you have to be a certain. There is a certain type of patient that Jackie now sees. Yeah.
That's pretty ironic considering on her conference call with VP Harris, they talked about Medicaid patients and how we need to advocate for them. And Jackie agreed with that and gave the impression that that's the community she serves. When in fact,
no,
that's not true.
No, it's not. And I don't think that is the person that we need or want represented.
Oh, correct.
That patient population. My sister almost had a child. She dealt with the exact same thing. She said to her doctor, I feel a certain kind of way. I think she may have had toxemia and it's just her doctor didn't listen and she almost died. I mean, so we have to listen. When your patients, I tell Aiden every single time he walks in to see a patient, I say, you go in there with an open heart and open mind. You really truly have to listen to your patient.
Somebody, I'm sorry, it already scrolled up, but somebody was saying that she also said that Quad never lived with her. Okay, all right. We're not gonna listen to this whole thing because the whole thing was like an hour long, but I do want us to hear a little bit more, and then we'll talk about some of what she said. But I wanted y'all to hear some of it from her, coming straight from her. But we are going to talk about a few things, and I'm going to get to the whole quad of it all in a few minutes. Let's listen to a little bit more.
So I think she said those things, but I'm not surprised, and I'm surprised that everybody in the world is acting so surprised. Because I didn't know Dr. Jackie is. I told y'all a long time ago.
You did.
I know who she is.
You certainly did.
She showed her slip a long time ago.
Exposed.
Now, is there a new cast member that you would like to share some tea with?
I don't know any of the new cast members, and I think it's kind of, I wouldn't want them to go in. I think you have to make an assessment on your own when you go in. I think that's the worst thing you could do, is go in and give your opinion in your relationship. And sometimes it's a hindrance, because when Buffy came on, I remember I loved her. Like, I really liked Buffy. We hit it off. But I didn't want to be too close to her, because I knew that they would isolate her for being my friend. So, no, there's not a new cast member I would share anything with. I tell them, keep your eyes open, honey. Sleep with them open on the trips. And remember, what people do to others, they will do to you in our time.
Absolutely. Speaking of Buffy Purcell, sorry, Steve, I would love to see Buffy Purcell come back on Married to Medicine.
Oh, true. Yes, honey. Let me tell you something. People have slept, I don't know if they slept on Buffy or they don't talk about Buffy, the ladies on the show, but baby, when I told you that lady came and she was so authentic, she was fire. I can cast Buffy, cast the rest of the ladies, but baby, I hate that I did not. She is beautiful, and she held every one of those ladies accountable. They couldn't say Buffy.
Oh.
They couldn't take Miss Buffy. They could not take Buffy. Buffy came through. She did, and had receipts too.
Shining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the numbers. She's really, I like her though. I like her relationship with her husband, and I like her. I like her style. I just like her.
I love Buffy.
She was so confident. It was almost like they hated on her confidence. And her story, I mean, her challenges with, the disease that she faced, and just the way they treated her. Just her talking about her, it was her, the infertility struggle that she faced. That was her story and testimony to tell and share. And they didn't give her the opportunity to do that. It's just like people compete for a storyline, but that's her story. And she's young and beautiful. And I just, my heart goes out to her when she, tells her story. But she's amazing. She was an asset to Married to Medicine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted you guys to hear that part with the Buffy part. She basically vindicates Buffy's version of what happened to her on Married to Medicine. She pretty much vindicates, what they've been trying to say all these years. When I say they, I mean the ladies that are still on the show. They've been trying to say that Buffy knew what it was, that Buffy wasn't taken by surprise, that Jackie didn't expose her story, and that there were no HIPAA violations involved. Buffy's version of the story is Dr. Simone was her doctor. So Dr. Simone knew her medical history. According to Buffy, she had not shared her medical history prior to Dr. Jackie blasting it. So she said that means that Simone told Jackie, and then Jackie publicly put it out there. Now, I personally, and I know I like Buffy. I have met Buffy. I've interviewed Buffy. But Buffy will also tell you that my reviews were not all positive. There was times when I gave Buffy some, and then there was times when I gave the lady some. And I've always been consistent that I feel like that was real effed up what happened. And I did believe Buffy's version of the story because of the look on her face. That woman looked horrified when Jackie told her story. Now, do I think that that was going to be Buffy's storyline? Yes. I think that that was going to be part of Buffy's storyline. But I do not think that it was Dr. Jackie's place to put it out there before Buffy put it out there. Do I think that by the end of the season we would have known that about Buffy? Yeah, I do. I do. So I'm sorry. I agree. I never believed that part of the story. Oh, well, Buffy knew what it was and blah 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 blah. I never believed that. I always believed that they were wrong. Whether it was the producers or whether it was production or whether it was Dr. Jackie independently or whatever. It doesn't matter. Dr. Jackie, you got your ass up there. You told that woman's medical business, and that wasn't your place to do that. It just, well, I don't care what nobody say. I don't have no hate for nobody. I don't know these people personally, but I don't think that was her place. And I've always believed Buffy's version of the story that she was shocked when she heard Dr. Jackie say that, and it really upset her. Do I think that she was going to tell her story? Yeah, I do, because she tells her story, right? So anyway, so that part I wanted y'all to hear, because I think a lot of times we allow and when I say we, I'm pointing the finger at myself too. We allow our personal feelings about somebody overshadow right and wrong. So people be like, oh, I don't like Buffy. So I don't care because I don't like Buffy. And yes, there were times when there were some things that on the show that I didn't like that Buffy did. But I ultimately feel like that part was wrong. That's my opinion. Later on, and I'm not going to play that because, again, I know on Instagram it's hard to maneuver, so I don't know where the part is. Then time step it. But later on, she does talk about Quad, and she speaks on. She basically said that Quad allowed herself to be put in a position where she was basically groveling for her job, and she said it hurt her to see it. Exactly, another round. I agree with you 100%. It hurt her to see Quad almost begging. She said the whole resurrection thing bothered her. And I told y'all that too. I told y'all I didn't like that whole resurrection coming out of the coffin. I ain't like none of that. I told y'all I didn't like that because I don't play with death. Listen, I plan to be in a coffin one time. And I told y'all I really want to be cremated. I really ain't trying to be in the coffin. But if that don't happen and I end up in one, it's only going to happen once. Ain't no way in the world I'm letting somebody put me in a coffin and wheeling me out and calling it a resurrection. I ain't doing it. I'm sorry. We're going to have to find another way for me to apologize to these people. I understand being dramatic and all of that, but no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, you guys. I'm not doing it. And I understood exactly where Mariah was coming from when she said that. She, in my opinion, and again, y'all, it's up on her Instagram page. So if y'all want to go hit a whole hour, y'all can go over there. It's still up there. Let me say this. I feel like Mariah was very, very positive towards Quad. I feel like she was very almost sympathetic, maybe is the word I'm looking for. I feel like she was very sympathetic to Quad, which brings me back to what I told y'all last week when this whole Quad thing first went down. I said, Quad, you need to get on the phone with Mariah, and y'all need to shop a show, and y'all need to do a show about rekindling y'all friendship, talking about what needs to be talked about, hammering it out. I said y'all need to go on a cross-country trip where y'all do a little different, kind of like the Paris Hilton, Nicole, Richie, real life situation that they did years and years ago. Put them in an RV. Y'all drive from Atlanta to Texas. Okay? Do a couple of little odd jobs. Stop at New Orleans. Stop and do a little this and a little bit of that. And on the way there, we have some real heart-to-heart scenes where y'all really talk about what happened to y'all's friendship and who did what to who. Put it on the table and let's move on. I'm telling you, I think they're ready to be friends again. I think they miss each other, especially now. Especially now. I think they miss each other, and I think they're ready to be friends again. Now, yeah, I see some people in the chat don't agree with me, and that's okay. That's all right. Mariah did say that she is working on she has a talk show coming out, and she is working on some new projects, some new shows. So I'm happy for her for that. I don't, Mariah was never my favorite, but I ain't got no ill will towards her. I mean, she wasn't my favorite on the show. But it is what it is. Now, let me tell y'all something. I did mosey my ass on over to Carlos's today, and I listened to the second half of that Carlos Quad interview. And let me tell y'all something. Tribe. Let me say it's a tribe. That is the hour of my life I can't get back. That shit was hard. Listen, Carlos is a horrible interviewer. And Quad, it was a horrible interview because you would not answer not one damn question that man asked you unless it was a question that was beneficial to the pity party that you are throwing. Now, I'm going to say this to you guys. I do not like the way this went down. I've said it from the beginning, and I will continue to say it. If they wanted to fire Quad, they have every right to fire Quad. Production can make whatever decision they want to make on personnel. What I don't like is the way they did it. I don't like it. I think they went out of their way to embarrass that woman. I think they went out of their way to humiliate that woman. Maybe because of how they treated her, she's treated them in the past. Maybe because she's giving them her ass to kiss. I don't know. But I don't like the way it went down. But Quad, you are not innocent. You are not innocent. I'm going to give y'all an example. Carlos asked her, the last question Carlos asked that woman was, do you want to come back to Married to Medicine? Y'all, she talked for 15 minutes and never answered the damn question. She talked about how they do Married to Medicine bad and how she's giving her blood, sweat, and tears and how the network just doesn't promote it right and how it is so underrated and how they're the underdog and how much she's given to this platform and how she's just given the years and years and years of service to Married to Medicine. And when she got done talking, and I ain't exaggerating when I say it was about a 15-minute answer. If anybody who saw it know I'm not exaggerating, Carlos said, okay, do you want to come back? And her response was, I love Married to Medicine. Bitch, that was a yes or no question. Either you do or you don't. Girl, Carlos asked her how she felt in the moment when they called her down there and they told her they wanted her to leave. She does want to come back, but she don't want to see there's that ego. There's that ego again. She does want to come back, but she doesn't want to say, look, I do want to come back. I want us to work this out. That's all the fuck she got to say. That don't mean it's going to happen, but damn, girl, that's it. All you got to say is yes. So she said, I just sat in my room. I was in such a daze. And I sat in my room and all I could say was, what, Quad? What did you do to these women that was so bad? What did you do that was so bad? What did you do? What did you do, Quad? Did I do something that was so bad? I mean, was it so bad? And I'm thinking, clearly it was, because you got fired. Then they talked about the thing she said about Toya. Y'all, listen. She said, she did confirm the same thing that Heavenly said, that she just started the rumor. Carrie Wells, which we already know, Carrie Wells is the one that started the rumor about Toya and her husband Eugene having something to do with Anila's house getting robbed. We know she didn't start the rumor. Nobody at this point, I don't think anybody is questioning whether she started that rumor or not. The problem is, for me, maybe not for y'all, for me, the problem is when she was asked point blank at the reunion, point blank, Andy asked her, do you believe that Toya and Eugene had something to do with it? Well, really, Toya, I don't think he said Eugene. Quad said, yes, and I stand on that. That's what Quad said. Child, listen, she was doing yoga bending her way out of that one. She said, well, what I was saying was, Toya, you knew where the rumor started because Carrie said that you said it. That you said there was a hit on Anila, and 2 days later, Anila's house got robbed. So I was just trying to get her to say, look, this is where I heard it from. This is where I got the information. And I was trying to get her to just tell us who said it to you. Quad, that is not what the fuck you said. And if you said it and it was edited out, that's what you would have said. You would have said, well, Carlos, what you didn't see was me say da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What she said was, well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Girl, that's not what you meant, because Andy asked you point blank, do you think Toya had something to do with them people's house getting robbed? And you said yes. And I stand on it. That is what you said. You didn't say, I think Toya needs to tell us who told her. I think Toya needs to take responsibility for starting the rumor. I mean, any of those things would have been acceptable answers, but that's not what you said, girl. So yes, I took my ass over there and I watched that Carlos King part 2 video for you. I did it for the tribe. I did it for y'all. And I had to sit through that shit with caught line. Carlos kissing her ass. And at the end, we still don't know nothing more than we knew at the beginning. She did address being late. She made it seem like it was one time. She made it seem like she was late one time. And every other time that she was late, she made it seem like it was production because she wasn't Mike. She said, after that incident with Simone, and I apologize, Simone. I did apologize. Why are you apologizing 2 years later, Quad? So what that says to me is you did show up late as hell and didn't apologize and didn't acknowledge that you were late. You blamed it on traffic. Oh, well, you know that Atlanta traffic. Now, I will say this. Atlanta traffic is some shit. But you know it's some shit. You live in Atlanta. Girl, leave an hour early. But again, you made it seem like it happened one time. I don't believe that. I don't believe it happened one time. You don't get a reputation because you did something one time. That ain't how that shit works. And then the fact that you apologized to Simone in the interview tells me you never apologized to her before, because you would have said, well, I've apologized, but I'll do it again. Because again, you never said it, okay? Then you're going to say, well, from that point on, I always called production and I texted production and told them, I'm here. I'm not mic'd yet. I'm here. I'm waiting to get mic'd. I'm here. Who's going to mic me? Which again says to me, again, what that says to me is you have a reputation for being late. Because don't nobody have to call their boss every time they show up for work and tell them what time they got there, unless they got a problem with being on time for work. Like, stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. The fact that you said that you have started, she said, and I have all the receipts in my phone. So the fact that you started texting production and telling production, I'm here, I'm pulling up, I've arrived, I'm waiting to be mic'd, I'm waiting to be mic'd, I'm waiting to be mic'd, tells me you got a reputation for being late. Come on, stop playing in my face. You're not going to piss in my leg and tell me it's raining. Don't nobody check in with their boss about what time they got to work unless somebody that got a problem with getting to work on time. Or you have a micromanager, but if the rest of the ladies ain't doing it, then it ain't no micromanager. You see what I'm saying? Stop playing in my face. Now, again, I don't like how it happened. I don't like the way they did it. But you're not innocent, Quad. And I'm not saying that they're all right and you're all wrong either. I think that everybody could do things differently. Do I think that they've hurt each other on both ends? Yes. Do I think that they've treated each other badly on both ends? Yes. But like I said the other day, Quad, you didn't read the room. Because she even said that in the interview. Well, they wanted me to say what they wanted me to say. They wanted me to just be quiet and take it. They wanted me to just let them talk and me apologize, and that's it. But they wouldn't listen to me, that they've done things to me too. Girl, read the room. This wasn't about them. Just like last year, when they confronted Heavenly about her YouTube channel. Now, it didn't stop Heavenly from doing that damn YouTube channel. We know it didn't. But Heavenly took that shit. She ate it. Now, it ain't stop her from doing it. But the reason why they let Heavenly do the YouTube channel is because it brings views. It helps bring views. Now, does Heavenly say too much? Because she says that sometimes production calls her and tells her to shut her live down, or sometimes they call her after the fact and she gets in trouble. So she does get in trouble because she talked too much. Oh, Lord, I'm late. Hold on, y'all. We got to Grace shut this down. I'm late, child. I'm late. I'm late for an important date. All right, y'all, get ready to come. I gotta get ready to shut this down, but we get ready to come right back with our Chasing Atlanta review. So for all of my Chasing Atlanta people, meet me back here in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We coming right back, and I will talk to y'all later. Sorry about the technical difficulties and everything, you guys, but I'm gonna have to just play around with the new app after maybe this weekend when I have some time. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.